Hey guys, this is Fia from Fia's Handmade Soaps, and I decided not to show like a really long video or whatever of me doing a re-rebatch of the soap I just rebatched. That was my last video. So I just I made it yesterday. I shredded it today. It was kind of soft and gooey, so I knew I didn't need to add any more liquid or anything. And see, it's nice and melted and gooey, so hopefully I grated up good all those chunks that were in there before. And I added some blue. You can't really tell because the gray was just eating up a lot of the blue. I added Blue Vibrance mica powder. So, and you can't even tell because I know on the camera it kind of looks gray, but it's like a baby blue color. Yeah, it's sort of like a grayish baby blue color, which is fine. So I'm giving it another color, and I think I'm going to do this as mica lines again. So we'll see. And the scent actually is a lot better now that it's all hot and probably cooked out by now, but it doesn't stink like incense. So it just is really mellowed out. It has like a, what's that fragrance called? Hair Cut and Shave, which sort of has that barbershop alcohol smell. It kind of smells like that. So I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'm all right with it. And I'll bring you guys back when it's done. Okay, I'm just showing you guys a little bit of what I'm doing. I'm sorry it's not on a tripod, but I really didn't want to make this a really whole video. I just put some soap down in. I tilted it a little bit, and I put some blue mica over that. So all I'm doing is going down the side here, adding some more soap. And then spreading it up some like that. Spreading it. Like that. And a little bit more. And then I'm going to just go over with my mica over like that. So pretty much this is just what I'm going to continue to do through the whole thing. Okay. Now here I just added some more on the left side. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going left, right, or and sprinkling mica every time I put down some soap. I kind of like the consistency of the soap after it came out the second time from the rebatch. So when you cut the soap, you'll see the mica lines sort of going, crisscross. I mean, not necessarily crisscrossing. You're just going to, you'll see. Okay. Did I miss anywhere? Okay. And now I'm going to add soap on this side. Okay, so we're coming to the top. And I'm just putting the last little bit on. Yeah. last little bit out the pot. Trying to pile it on top, so it's gonna have it's gonna be a high top here, high top soap. Have some little extra on the top, which is fine. Let me see in the middle here. I still gotta tap it down. I would have to do that very carefully because you have mica in there, and it would just go poof. So, all right, now hold on while I tap it down. Okay, so that's done. Now I will need this. Got a little bit of mica left in here. I'm going to sprinkle it on the top. That's left. Okay, hold on. What I did was I just sprinkled some hot water on the top. So I can make everything stay soft a little bit when I'm trying to just do a little, spoon swirl here. Just a spoon swirl. That even is a thing. I just call doing this on the top of spoon swirl. I don't think other people call it that though. Yeah, I definitely made this in a high top. I'm just blending that blue mica into the top. So it's not just a bunch of powder sitting on top. Even though I have done that before too with my lavender abstract. Just sprinkled some purple mica on the top of it. Because I had muddied the design and it came out gray. So I just took some purple mica. And I just sprinkled that mess right across the top. Like that's how the design was supposed to be all along. So also trying to get that water I sprinkled on the top mixed in a little bit. So there is a method to this madness. A little bit. Okay. Now. Alright. So let's start over here. This is my hot process spoon swirl. And okay, and now I just go along here and try and clean up the sides a little bit. Bring those sides back up so it looks like it got a muffin top. Okay, there's a little muffin top on this side here, so I'll just try and bring that back up. Get the sides. Okay, little muffin top here. Okay, that's it. And that is it. So, and you guys will see the cutting. I'll probably leave it in the mold for a few days, just in case. So stay tuned. Hey, I am back. Fia's from Fia's Handmade Soaps. And this is my Re-Rebatch. See how blue it is? So pretty. It's like a bluish gray, a grayish blue type of color. It's still kind of soft. I didn't put it in the freezer. I should have, but I didn't. I just took it out the mold, and so it's still kind of soft. It's been sitting for a couple days. Yeah, I think a couple days now. Yeah, I definitely could have put it in the freezer, but I didn't. Oh, that's promising. Put that over there. Yeah, I should have put it in the freezer. It would have minimized all of this tackiness, but no, I didn't. Or I could have just left it alone for a couple more days. I could have. I don't know. I didn't. Okay. Look at that. That's pretty. That's really pretty. Yeah. And it's practically whipped at this point, because I stirred it a lot and it's a lot of liquid, so yeah, it's practically whipped. So I think this soap will float. You can see all like a lot of the air bubbles and stuff that was in there from me stirring it a lot, even though you didn't see that part. But I made sure I was going to get out the hand mixer, but I decided I didn't feel like doing all of that, so I just whipped it real good to give it that light, fluffy feel to it. And of course, you don't feel like stirring like that, like a madman. You can just get out your hand mixer and do the same thing when you're rebatching. Whip it, and it's a nice, fluffy, airy soap. Like, you can see how soft it is. It's like rubbing off on my hands. So I'm trying to be really careful with it. So I'm really digging the lines. I'm digging it. They're like super cool. Hope you guys can see that. Let me check if you guys can. Okay. Yeah, I definitely love the soap this time around. The Re-Rebatch came out awesome. And yeah, that's what you do. Make your rebatch. You don't like it, put that chumpy right back in the pot and turn it into something else. Waste not, want not. You don't have to throw away your soap if it doesn't come out the way you want to. I see so many people throwing away their soap. I don't understand. And now I'll ask, and then of course some of them get defensive and offended if you ask, why'd you throw away your soap? And I asked someone, I said, well, there was nobody you could have gave those samples to, family member or shelter or, anybody, instead of throwing it away because you didn't like it, even though, hey, it is your decision, of course. But I just feel like it's a waste of product and money. But, it is your stuff to waste. That is true. It's your stuff to waste. You do what you want with it. I just thought maybe, just because you didn't like it don't mean that it's still not functional. It's still soap. You didn't have any like lye disasters or anything. It's just that it came out a different color than you wanted. and you throw it away because you don't like the way hot process or rebatch soaps look, so you're not even going to try to do that. I was like, what? Okay. I'm sorry. I just don't understand it. I don't. But, you know, that's just me. I don't understand it. Air bubble. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess if you got a bunch of money to kill and you just like, I don't like it, I'm just going to throw it away, then I guess. But geez, it just seems so wasteful. And where somebody could have used that soap, anybody, you know? Especially, you know, there's a lot of people always donating soaps and stuff to shelters. But, hey. If it's something that I didn't like, I've never actually thrown away my soap. I've always either rebatched it or gave it away. Trying to wipe that off the edges. Yeah, this is very delicate soap. Very delicate. I definitely should have gave it some more time in the mold, but I didn't. Came out perfect though. I love the way the the mica lines came out. It came out awesome. And this is going to take a little bit longer because it's so soft. Every time I move it, I squish it a little bit. Every time I think I got those air bubbles tapped out, I keep seeing the air bubbles. Air bubble. But yeah, this came out awesome. I love it. I love those mica lines. Look at that. So pretty. And that's what happened when I went from back and forth, put a little pile on one side of soap and then sprinkle it with mica, then put a little pile of soap on the other side, sprinkle it with mica, and then, you know, you just keep doing that. So it probably was the shortest making video ever. Probably, I'm sure it was shorter than my coconut oil. What is the so-called Coconut Dream video? I'm sure it was shorter than that one. Of course, I have to clean up the sides once everything gets hard enough to do so. This should be a very luxurious, creamy, bubbly bar. And I like how when I sprayed a little bit of water on top, it gave it, you probably can't really tell, it gave it a shine where the water spots was. So I think I'm going to remember that for the future. I never realized if you sprayed hot water on the top that it would give the soap a shine while it was still wet. So yeah, I'm gonna remember that for the future. So my next hot process soap, make sure I have a spray bottle full with hot water to spray the top when I'm done, to give it a nice shine. So I definitely learned something new. You see every piece, of course, is not exactly the same because, you know, it depends on whether, when you were sprinkling the mica, whether some spots was a little heavier than others. Of course, the lighter spots you might not see the line as clearly, but there's nothing wrong with that either. That makes every bar different and interesting. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to call this one. Maybe, I was going to call it Blue Lightning, but I already have a soap called Blue Suede, so I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. Maybe Sapphire Lightning or something like that. Don't know yet. Of course, the soap will have a name by the time you see the video. Just don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. That's cool. I don't know. Sapphire Lightning. I'll play around with that. It's kind of long. I don't know if I want the name to be that long. Sapphire by itself is a pretty long, it's a pretty long name. So, I'll ask my husband. He tends to help me name the men's soaps. He'll look at what the soap looks like, and then he'll smell the fragrance, and then he helps me come up with a name for the men's soap. These are pretty cool. And don't think that you can't sell your Re-Rebatch soaps, because you can. There's nothing wrong with your Re-Rebatch soap. It's still soap. There's a lot of people that don't mind the rustic look of hot process and, you know, Re-Rebatch, of course. So, there's nothing wrong with your soap. As long as you list your ingredients, you know, like you're supposed to. You list your ingredients, you can sell your soap. Some people even sell their Re-Rebatch soap that, you remember my trash bucket, I call it a trash bucket Re-Rebatch, that I did a few videos ago. You can even sell your soap like that, as long as you list your ingredients. That soap had way too many ingredients for me to even, like, that was a combination of every soap I've ever made. All the soap ends and everything that I collected for so long, and I just threw them all together in the pot. I'm not even going to attempt to do those ingredients. No thanks. So those are strictly home soaps. And that's a very creamy bar of soap too. I know you saw that I put I think I put sour cream in there, goat's milk in there. I put aloe juice in there. I like my Re-Rebatches to be goopy, liquidy, so you know they come out with a smooth finish. The fresher the soap, the better. When you wait so long, you get, you know, chance getting those hard pieces in there that just don't melt, or you know, those hard end pieces that too soft to shred up. So, but a lot of people like that. They still sell their soaps just like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta list your ingredients. I mean, I think the soap looked pretty cool. If all of those soaps had the same ingredients, I wouldn't have minded to actually putting those up for sale, but they don't. And nope, not going through that headache. So, but if anybody come over, you know, my friends or whatever, who also is friends / customers, if they actually wanted one of those soaps, they could have one instead of paying for it, of course, because those are home soaps. So, yeah. These are pretty. I don't know. What am I going to call these? Darn. I'll think of something. I will think of something. I had, because you know, the fragrance initially was, what was the name of that fragrance? Mayan Gold. And it smelled like some weird incense. Definitely not a fan of that. And once I was cooking it down, the scent changed. It mellowed out. You couldn't really smell that strong incensey scent anymore, which was good. So I added a little bit of, I had a little bit left of tobacco bay leaf, and I just dumped that in there. There was only a little bit left. Probably can't even really smell it. But the combination of the two gives it an interesting scent. I don't even know how to describe it. You can still sort of smell the Mayan Gold in there, but it's not obnoxiously incense-like anymore. It has an interesting scent. If I want to say pleasant, yeah, it's a nice scent. I don't know if I want to say that it smells like a man's soap anymore. It don't really smell like a woman's soap either. It's like a unisex scent. Yeah, it's really pleasant. And so I'm definitely glad that I re-rebatched it and then added a little bit of some other different scent to, you know, break up that incense smell. So yeah, it's a very interesting, I don't even know how to describe it. Because the tobacco bay leaf scent, to me, to me that sort of smelled a little barbershop-ish. Just like the shaven haircut fragrance oil kind of smells barbershop-ish. That one did too. To tobacco bay leaf. So I wasn't necessarily a fan of that one either. Because it just was like, it doesn't wow me. I wouldn't, I think a friend gave me that one because she didn't like it. So I wouldn't have, after smelling it, I probably would never buy that on my own. I used whatever was in that little bit left in that bottle, and that's it. I'm not really a fan of that one either. It doesn't stink. It just, it just didn't wow me. I wasn't really like, oh, that smells good. Like the Draker. No, that one, definitely. The bow ties and bourbon, definitely. The tobacco bay leaf, not so much. The Mayan Gold, hell no. Sorry, but no. I still have a 2 ounce bottle of that left. No, I won't be using that. Nah, I just can't. The smell. No, I can't. The smell is just no. It's just a no, pretty much. Get off of there. Yeah. And these are the end pieces. Look at that end piece. That's interesting. And I dropped it. And all the crumbly pieces that were on the table just stuck to it. Well, this is like a little small end piece. You probably use that anyway. That's funny. So thank you guys for coming back to another video, and I know this video was extremely short. Well, the total of this cutting video and the making, and I know I didn't have my tripod at the time when I was re-rebatching that soap. Sorry about that. I had my tripod, but it was in the other room, and I didn't really want to do a full video of me rebatching the same soap again. So, you know, it was the same thing. I just shredded it up as goopy as it was to shred. I shredded that bad boy up and put it in a pot. And I covered it with saran wrap this time instead of the lid, because I noticed that the lid didn't have that silicone lining on the top of the lid. I mean, you know, around the rim. So it wasn't really flush to the pot. I can see like a little gap under there. So I decided to just put some saran wrap right over top of it, and that bad boy melted down pretty quickly. It melted pretty quickly. So I was really happy about that. I probably added a couple ounces of really hot water, and that was it. That was it. And that really gave it the whipped, goopy look that I was looking for to make sure I had that smooth finish. So once I clean these, the sides of the soap up, it'll look really, really good. And it's just that, you know, how much liquid I added. It's going to take a while to actually, to not cure, but dry out for the water to evaporate. So, because the soap is already cured, I can use it if I want to right now, which I probably will. I'll probably use a little piece of it. It just won't last long because it's so, it has a lot of water in it. But that's just the way I rebatch. I like to add extra liquid because I like the consistency, the smooth feeling, the goopiness, and it tends to give you a nice smooth finish when you're done. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you or talk to you again on the next one. Holler! Bye.